You just passed another street light. You have been driving for a while now. But if you are being completely honest with yourself tonight, you don't really remember the last 10 miles of this road. You took the right turns. You stopped at the red lights. You stayed perfectly within the painted white lines. But your mind wasn't here. It was a million miles away, trapped in a relentless maze of overthinking. The scenery outside is just blurring past your window. Long, meaningless streaks of light. That is exactly how you have been living your life lately, isn't it? On autopilot, you wake up, you go to work, you smile at the people you are supposed to smile at. You fix the problems you are supposed to fix. You keep your hands firmly gripped on the wheel of your life. Look over at the empty passenger seat. It looks empty, but it isn't. It is filled to the roof with invisible cargo. The expectations of your family, the unending demands of your job, the quiet, suffocating pressure to be successful, to be stable, to be the rock that everyone else can lean on. You are functioning perfectly. Everyone looks at you and thinks you have it all completely under control. But internally, you are completely numb. Feel the tension in your shoulders right now. You are gripping the wheel so tightly because you are terrified that if you let go, even for a second, everything will crash. Society praises you for this, you know? They call you a hard worker. They call you reliable. They say you have a great work ethic, but they don't see the cost. They don't see how much energy it takes to put on the mask every single morning, to pretend that you aren't absolutely exhausted to your core. We convince ourselves that constant motion equals progress. We think that if we just keep driving, just keep working, just get through this next week, this next deadline, this next financial hurdle, eventually we will arrive at a place called peace. But the road just keeps extending. The finish line is a mirage that keeps moving further into the dark. Look in the rearview mirror. Look closely at those tired eyes staring back at you. I want to ask you a very difficult question tonight. Who are you doing all of this for? You are the shock absorber for everyone else's stress. When they hit a bump in the road, you take the impact so they don't have to feel it. But who absorbs the impact for you? You are pouring from an empty cup. You are trying to give light to others while your own battery is flashing red. Sometimes you sit in your car in the driveway for 10 extra minutes before going inside your house, just to stare at a wall, just to have a few moments where nobody is asking you for anything. That is not a sign of weakness. That is your soul begging for a moment to breathe. Tick, tick, tick. That is the sound of time slipping through your fingers while you are busy surviving. You used to have hobbies. You used to have things that made you laugh out loud. Now your only hobby is trying to catch up on a sleep that never seems to actually rest you. The tragedy of living on autopilot is that life passes you by, and you aren't even present to experience it. You are just a passenger in your own body, but noticing it, realizing how numb you have become, that is the very first step to waking up. Take your foot off the pedal. Put the engine in park. Do you feel that? That sudden silence in your chest. That terrifying, beautiful stillness. It is okay to stop. It is profoundly okay to just sit in the dark and be completely, unapologetically exhausted. You do not have to have everything figured out tonight. You don't have to plan for tomorrow, fix the mistakes of yesterday. For the next few minutes, you do not owe anything to anyone. Look at the light changing outside. The night is breaking. You survived another one. Recognizing your own exhaustion is the bravest thing you can do. It means the autopilot is finally turning off. Before you put the car back in drive, promise yourself one thing. Promise that you will stop being so relentlessly hard on yourself. You are doing the best you can with a heavy mind and a tired soul. And that is enough. You are enough. If you are sitting in the quiet right now, I see you. You don't have to drive alone anymore. Join our quiet corner. Look down at the comments. What is the heaviest thought you are carrying in your passenger seat tonight? Let it out here.